You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
And it's unclear whether the yearly gross for 2024 will be able to catch up to 2023. But 2024 is still ending on a strong note. If you look at Moana 2, still number one, and it's crossed the $600 million threshold worldwide. It's over it's almost equally balanced domestically and internationally with $300 million for each. It is a runaway hit, and it seems like it's perfectly situated in the holiday season to maximize its viewership. Wicked is still doing well, coming in at number 2. Moana had 51 million and 287,000 this weekend at Wicked had 36.4 billion for a grand total of 457.5 million worldwide. That's most likely going to cross a $500 million as well. Gladiator, it's in fewer theaters. Like you look at Moana 2, it's in 4,200 theaters. Wicked is in 3,885 theaters. And Gladiator 2 is only, relatively speaking, in 3,440 theaters. It lost 140 theaters from last week. It came in third at $12.5 million. Its worldwide gross is $368 million. So there are 3 strong movies at the top of the box office. It's going to help 2024 end on an up note. I don't know if it'll catch 2023, but it's a better sign. There are some 612 movies which were released in 2024 in theaters, which is more than about 25 or so more than last year, which was under 600 as far as total movies. So more movies have gotten into theaters this year with respect to last year, but they overall have not performed as well. And here's something else to consider, just to give some perspective. The year with the most movies released in history was 2018. There were 993 movies released to theaters. And that year brought in $11.8 billion in total gross revenues. That was 2018. The number one movie that year was Black Panther. We're in 2024 at $7.8 billion. So you can see how much the movie industry has fallen off. And only 616 releases so far this year against the 993 of 2018. There are fewer movies, less revenue to be had, fewer theaters if you think about the ones which have closed, and it's still very difficult for movie theaters.
I had just bought tickets to see Kraven the Hunter for a Friday night show. Yes, because I'm a glutton for punishment. I bought tickets for the Friday night show at 10:45. That was refunded to me with an explanation from AMC saying, "We are sorry, we have canceled this 10:45 showing." When I said this has to be a mistake, I went back to go on the website, and sure enough, the Friday night IMAX show. Now, when I bought my tickets, there was only 3 tickets sold, so I can kind of understand. But they actually pulled the 10 o'clock show on a Friday night. Which it doesn't even exist anymore.
They felt they could make better money with some other
with something else.
Title.
And I saw this past weekend, I went to see Solo Leveling Reawakening, which is a theatrical release of an anime story that me and my son watched. A lot of times with a lot of these big anime projects, they will release a theatrical film that has a recap of the season finale of the last season and introduce you with 2 or 3 episodes to the new season, which will eventually be on Crunchyroll, but still, we want to see it in theaters. Absolutely enjoyed it. There was only 5 people in the theater, though.
But it came in 7th this week.
It did.
With 2.4 million.
And not a lot of theaters were showing it. I am extremely upset with AMC theaters, and I don't know if this is just the one over there in Santa Anita, But I go in at 10:30 and I say to myself, and I'm just getting hot dogs, but I asked my son, you want any hot food? And they said to me, oh, we are sorry. We stopped preparing hot food a while ago. And I'm like, why is this theater? Why is the concession stand open if you're not selling everything that's on your menu? That we right at this point, we only have hot dogs and nachos.
Is that the place where we always go to?
Yes. Okay. Why is it on the menu?
So that just makes me want to stay home all the more, because I'm not going to go to a theater and not get the things that I want at a theater.
Yes.
A few times that I'm going. That's just going to say, look, I don't want to go to a theater and have to worry about, will they have hot dogs, for example? Because I like to get a hot dog when I go to the theater.
We shut down the hot food. What are you talking about? Boil a hot dog. Oh, I was so heated. I was so heated.
Something else I found interesting, coming in number 6 this week, was the movie Interstellar, the 2024 release. It's the 10-year anniversary of that movie. I loved it with the exception of the bookshelf and the weird ending and how Matthew McConaughey's character was chasing after some woman that we didn't even know if she liked him, literally around the galaxy, and she was still in mourning about some other astronaut who died. He left his daughter, who theoretically was the whole point of the movie, trying to get back to Murph, and then said hello, didn't even greet his grandchildren or great-grandchildren, just looked in a room and jetted.
He just took a spare spaceship on a joyride. There was just an
and no one stopped him.
Yeah.
And we never really heard what happened to Earth. We heard that Murph figured out the gravity equation, but no one's living on Earth anymore. They're all living on some tube that's rotating in space.
Did this re-release have like a different ending?
Not that I know of.
Is that why it did so well?
Yeah, because I would have seen if they had a different ending. If Christopher Nolan would have listened to me and changed the ending, then, so it didn't have a bookshelf, then yeah, I would have gone back to see it. But it brought in $4.6 million. That's not bad for just a re-release, and it was only in 165 theaters. A lot of people turned out. I wasn't one of them. But the theaters are doing well this holiday season. I guess people could scrounge together a little bit more money after buying all those eggs and milk and finding some way, scrape some pennies together to take Tiny Tim to the movie theater. Because there were no bonuses like in, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. So sad. So very sad. I wonder, did they spank Tiny Tim? They should have. He's a little he's
thoroughly and energetically, I'm sure.
That's what crippled him.
Yeah.
That's politically incorrect.
No, that was pretty good.
He's differently abled. KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. When we come back, we got to talk about the Golden Globe nominations and all the television shows and movies that we did not see.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Let's talk about the Golden Globes for 2025. There are some very interesting and perplexing choices as nominees. And I'm not so sure about the release schedule of what is eligible. We'll get into that in just a moment. But there are a few categories which jump out at me and probably the rest of the Later crew as far as shows that we have highlighted, maybe had guests on, extended conversations regarding. Best performance by a male actor in a television series drama. Check out these nominees. Donald Glover, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. We definitely talked about that. Jake Gyllenhaal, Presumed Innocent. Didn't talk about it. Didn't hear much about it. I'm surprised it made it. Gary Oldman, Slow Horses. Shout out to Mark Runner. Eddie Redmayne, The Day of the Jackal. Talked about that last week. Hiroyuki Sanada from Shogun. I see that. And Billy Bob Thornton, Landman. Definitely. Mark, don't scrunch up your face until you watch the show.
The Shogun guy's going to win.
If only because, the show's been out there longest, and I think it's had the most legs. Donald Glover, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, we liked it, but I don't know how many people actually saw it. Just being honest.
Gotcha.
Gary Oldman's Slow Horses, I don't know how much of the American audience saw it.
That has such good word of mouth, and it's a terrific show, and that is his signature role from now until the day that he dies. He's terrific in that.
Yeah, and Eddie Redmayne, even though I like the show, he's not winning here. I think you are right, Mark. Yeah, I think Shogun and Hiroyuki Sanada is going to win there. Best performance by a male actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy. There's absolutely nothing and nobody in this category I care about, with all due respect. Jesse Eisenberg, A Real Pain. Hugh Grant, Heretic. Gabriel LaBelle, Saturday Night. Jesse Plemons, Kind of Kindness. Glenn Powell, Hitman. That was bad. Sebastian Stan, A Different Man.
Oh, the Hitman nomination just lowered the bar for everybody there. Hugh Grant was really good in that Heretic movie.
Okay.
I would not be shocked if you walked away with that.
Best performance by a female actor in a supporting role on television. The only person I really know in this category, I should say have seen any of the work of, there's Liza Colon-Zayas, The Bear. I never watched the show. My wife watches The Bear. Can't tell you.
Never seen it at all.
I haven't.
It's kind of tense. You're gonna want to drink with you.
It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's almost like whatever my wife watches, I don't watch. Don't ask me why that is.
No, I think we can all relate to that.
But and then also because the Neil Cerveja, Fork Reporter, said that's probably the most accurate depiction of like a kitchen that runs that way.
Okay. Hannah Einbinder, probably pronounced it incorrectly, from Hacks.
No, that's right.
Dakota Fanning, Ripley. Jessica Gunning for Baby Reindeer. I think Allison Janney for The Diplomat is going to win. And Callie Reese, True Detective, Night Country. Best performance by a male actor in a supporting role on television. Jack Lowden, Slow Horses. Harrison Ford, Shrinking. There's your winner. Javier Bardem, Monsters, the Lyle and Eric Menendez story. Diego Luna for La Máquina. And two other names I can't pronounce.
You want to work through them together?
No, I don't. I don't want to embarrass myself and have someone accuse me of being racially insensitive to names I can't pronounce.
Damn it.
They'll only remember me, though. Best performance by a female actor in a television series, musical, or comedy. Kristen Bell, Nobody Wants This, didn't see it. Kington Brunson, Abbott Elementary. And I say this with great respect. I haven't watched much of Abbott Elementary. We have a KFI alum, Lisa Ann Walter, who's one of the stars of the show, but I can't tell you much about it. But who is also in this category? Catherine Hahn, Agatha All Along. So look, that's who I'm rooting for.
I personally think she absolutely should get this. This should be her year for that show.
It probably might be her only year.
True that.
She doesn't have too many starring roles. Best performance by a female actor in a limited series, anthology series, or a motion picture made for television. Cate Blanchett for Disclaimer. Jodie Foster, True Detective, Night Country. The person who I'm rooting for, Kristen Milioti for The Penguin.
Yeah.
Sofia Vergara, Griselda. That's some real competition there. Naomi Watts, Feud, Capote versus the Swans. And Kate Winslet for The Regime. I think it might be Sofia Vergara. Might be wrong.
That Penguin, that role was stellar.
That was a star-making performance.
It was.
She's on the map now.
Yes, but I just don't think enough people know about her to vote for her. That's all. With the Foreign Press Correspondents Association, that's the thing. Best performance by a male actor in a limited series, anthology series, or a motion picture made for television. Who I'm voting for, I should say rooting for, because I don't have a vote. Colin Farrell, The Penguin.
Yep.
It's a transformational role.
The prosthetics did half the work.
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, Mark, you're
I couldn't even remember that was him with the affectation with his voice. I completely forgot I was looking at Colin Farrell.
Because of the way he pronounced his words, like, oh, that really hoits.
Okay, it was a thick, almost cartoonish New Jersey accent.
Yes,
I get all that.
Yes.
But it was a cartoon kind of television show?
Mark.
On Ron Burgundy?
Okay.
This is an interesting category that I'll be looking at. Best performance by a female actor in a television series drama. Kathy Bates, Matlock. Emma Darcy, House of the Dragon, boo. Maya Erskine, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, not going to win. Keira Knightley, Black Doves. No. Kerry Russell, The Diplomat, and here's the winner, I think, just because past is prologue. Anna Sawai, Shogun. She's winning. She's winning.
How so?
She's winning.
You think? Okay.
Yeah. Book it. Book it, Dano.
Okay. Over Kathy Bates? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. This is foreign press correspondence. Foreign. Oscars, I should say Emmys, Kathy Bates. Golden Globes, Anna Sawai.
Even more than Emma Darcy?
Look, don't disagree with me.
Okay. All right. Go for it.
Don't do that.
You might not like the Dragon Show, but Emma Darcy is really good in that.
I hate the Dragon Show.
I'm sorry.
It's not a dislike. I hate the show.
Yeah, regardless of your feelings of the show, she's terrific in it.
Okay.
Best television series drama. And I think we all can contribute to this and have a real question about eligibility here. The Day of the Jackal nominee, The Diplomat, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Shogun, Slow Horses, and get this, Squid Game.
Okay. I don't get that one.
How can Squid Game be eligible this many years after release that has been on Netflix?
I don't remember when it ended, but it's been quite some time, hasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't 2023. That's for damn sure.
2021.
There we go.
Oh, this contest is rigged. Otherwise, it would be Slow Horses.
Yeah.
But how is something 2021 in the contention unless they re-released it?
But it would be a re-release.
Yeah.
I mean, it was on Netflix a good long time.
That is true. I don't get it. I don't get how this qualifies.
I don't know.
Is it the new one premieres before the end of the year? So is it maybe season 2 on a technicality that they're counting?
Maybe I'm just reading what it says. It just says Squid Game. It doesn't say Squid Game the next round, Squid Game the next victims, or anything like that. It just says Squid Game.
Squid Game 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. That's funny. Only people who know breaking know that. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Here's probably the most competitive category. Best performance by a female actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy. Amy Adams for Night Bitch.
Sorry, name again? Title again?
I'm just reading the title.
Yeah, I want to make sure I'm clear on what that title is.
Amy Adams for what film?
Bite Niche.
Is that the pig Latin?
Yes.
No. We listeners deserve to know the facts.
Cynthia Erivo for Wicked. Carla Sofia Gascon for Emilia Perez. Mikey Madison for Honora. Demi Moore for The Substance.
She's going to get it.
Zendaya for Challengers.
I promise you, Mark, she's not beating Cynthia Erivo.
Yeah,
I promise you she's not.
I'm not a betting man, but if I were, I would put a dollar on this.
I promise you. Again, to Mo's point, foreign press.
Yes.
She's foreign.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And her performance was transcendent across the board.
Well, since I'm never going to see this movie, I'll have to take your word for that. But I think Demi Moore's role was a huge comeback, made a big splash.
I'm sure it was very good for her. I'm sure she really just shone like a star across the galaxy. But she is not going to get it over Cynthia Erivo. Her tour already within the foreign press circuit has been all that is being talked about. How real, how raw. I'm telling you.
And people are voting right now.
Yeah.
Okay. We see Demi Moore on Landman, but only sparingly. I don't think, and I haven't seen like any type of campaign for her. Those things do matter. All right. You're wrong on this one.
If you say so.
You're wrong.
I'm not willing to go to the mat on this one.
Okay. It's Later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640 live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. Now we're going to get really mad and talk about the supposed best TV shows of 2024. According to 2 Variety critics, you know how we just love variety here on the show.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
The concept of a great TV show is really different from the 1970s and 1980s. But Variety, who we like to talk about their lists of, I don't know, the best 100 horror movies or the best movies of all time. And they're usually lists compiled by people born 4 weeks ago who really don't know movies at all. who don't know entertainment at all. And recency bias, as I talk about with Mark Ronner, they talk about things as the greatest this, greatest that, and it only came out maybe 4 weeks ago. But here are the best shows of 2024, according to 2 Variety critics. They're not anonymous. We actually know the names this time. Variety critics Allison Herman and Aramide Tinubu, or Aramide Tinubu, or Aramide Tinubu. I think one of those pronunciations is correct. You can choose which. Here they go. The top 10 TV shows according to these 2 critics at Variety for 2024. And get ready to groan, everyone. Number 10. Of all the TV shows we've seen this year, of all the ones we've talked about and all the ones that we have profiled, according to these 2, the number 10 show of the year is My Lady Jane, Amazon Prime Video.
Crickets, what even is that?
Exactly. And we're off.
I can't tell you, having been a critic my entire career, which means most of my life, how disconnected most professional critics are with the tastes of your average person. For one thing, they couldn't care less about horror films. Like a lot of the shows that you and I would just sit down and watch, they have no concept of and no interest in.
No, these are like personal favorites, which is not to be confused with the best. Here's number 9. Interview with the Vampire, AMC.
Really?
Really? Oh, wait, it gets better. Ron Popeil. But wait, there's more. Number 8. Elsbeth on CBS. I'm not against that. I'm not. And maybe I'm partial because I favor people who come on the show. And, you know, Carrie Preston has been a guest on the show, as well as her husband. You know her husband, right?
Isn't it Michael Emerson?
Still is. Still is. Oh, he's been on twice, by the way. Just want to throw it out there and make you jealous.
Thank you for that.
Coming in at number 7. Say Nothing on FX. Well, I have nothing to say.
Easy enough.
Right. Moving on. Number 6. John Mulaney, Everybody's in L.A. on Netflix. I mean, they're really...
Come on.
It's just stuff that they like. They threw them together on the list. This is allegedly the best TV shows of 2024.
Yeah, they'd hate to pick something mainstream, wouldn't they?
Number 5. The Sympathizer, HBO. This is Allison Herman's top 10 to be specific. Number 4. Finally, Tokyo Vice on Max.
Okay, that's well deserved.
Yeah, it's on the list. I don't know where I put it, but it's on the list.
Yeah.
Number 3. Industry on HBO. Yeah, okay, whatever.
It's a soap opera.
They've always been very biased toward HBO shows. Number 2. Shogun on FX. And according to Allison Herman, her number 1 show, best show of 2024 is... Somebody Somewhere on HBO. Somebody please tell me what that show's about. I have no idea. But where it's really bad, Mark, really bad, her honorable mentions. Best shows of 2024.
So it gets worse.
Oh, it gets worse. The Acolyte.
Oh, come on.
Fargo. Jared Carmichael reality show. Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And Evil.
Oh, Evil's fantastic.
Evil's fantastic, but I would much rather have seen Evil on her list than honorable mention.
Oh, it should be in the top 5. It's an unbelievably well-made show, and it's just a war crime that it got canceled after 4 seasons.
Okay, for Aramide Tinubu's top 10, sorry, I know I butchered the name, but I don't have a correct pronouncer. You didn't put it in the article. I'm just going to read his real quick, and I haven't heard of half of these. His number 10 is A Man on the Inside, Netflix.
Oh, that's the Ted Danson show, isn't it? About the guy who goes undercover at the old people's home.
Okay. Number 9, Genius MLK/X, National Geographic. Familiar? Haven't seen it. Number 8, Joan on the CW. Anything on the CW is disqualified. Anything on the CW from any year at any time is disqualified. It's never on anybody's best list.
Now that Arrowverse is dead.
Number 7, Criminal Record on Apple TV Plus.
That's a thing? Okay.
Number 6, One Day on Netflix. Number 5, Presumed Innocent on Apple TV. That's the Jake Gyllenhaal. Number 4, The Day of the Jackal on Peacock. They are skipping over a lot of great shows. Like No Lioness, nothing. Number 3, Baby Reindeer on Netflix. Best show of 2024. Number 2, Somebody Somewhere. HBO. They probably watched it together and snuggled.
Okay, so that's not a made-up title, and I need to check that out. Okay.
But interestingly, number 1 on his list is The Penguin. Honorable mentions, going to make you mad real quick before we go to break.
I'm already mad.
How to Die Alone, Black Doves, My Lady Jane, Supercell. I saw that. It was not great. It was watchable. Fallout. I didn't like Fallout. I could not get into Fallout. Fight Night, Under the Bridge, Eric, DR from Detroit, and The Gentleman. Okay, I can't take any recommendations from these folks at Variety.
I nodded off halfway through that list.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
And before we leave, we have one more AI story. We made mention of it and previewed it during the earlier portion of the show. And it's a part of the larger conversation that with new technology, and AI is the latest example of this, that with new technology, jobs will disappear because the new technology replaces the need for people to physically do the job. And this is a perfect example of it. Even though it's in its, early stages, you can see where some service industry jobs will just not exist in a decade. There is now a butt massage, which will be completed by an AI robot right here in LA. This is local news. This is very important. We're letting you know what is going on in your neighborhood. It's in Studio City. I used to live in Studio City. This is personal for me. I'm going to tell you about Aescape, AESCAPE, the AI-powered massage robot. And you can find it at Pause, a wellness center in Studio City. It is an AI-powered masseuse. In other words, happy endings, or at least by ones given by actual people, will be going away. And it's going to open for business this coming Friday at Pause. What happens is you wear a specialized compression outfit, and this is because it provides like a roadmap for friction. That's the truth. No oil is used in this massage, just friction.
Friction will do it.
After laying on the table, belly down, you'll have your face nestled into a padded cradle like a traditional massage. You'll select a playlist on a touch screen, and then it begins. 4 high-resolution infrared sensors will take a 3D scan of your body from above, mapping 1.2 million data points. I'm talking every curve and asymmetric point on your body. And Aescape can pinpoint where you are on the table so it can better target specific body parts. Take that as you will. It has heated hands, air quote, which look like giant pads with touch points on their undersides. So maybe like hands with a mitten on them or something like that.
Yeah.
There are varying levels of intensity, gentle intensity. I like it rough and choke me out intensity.
Wait, what?
It only says gentle intensity, but there are other levels, I'm sure. And it is totally customizable. You can do massages like total back and glutes, upper and mid back focus, lower back, glutes, and hamstrings focus. You can also use the touch screen to control the intensity of your massage. As it's underway, you're not locked into one setting. You can increase or decrease the pressure. You can pause altogether. Yeah. A fully automated, customizable massage experience with a robot.
I like how one of the people that went to go try it out specified how its huge hulking robot arms reached up and around her torso before beginning to massage her.
So it felt her up?
Yeah. And it massaged her butt.
You know, I've said this before. I'm real, when it comes to people touching me, I don't know how I'd be about a robot touching me.
It's not a person.
I know, and I don't know if I trust the acuity of a robot and its sensitivity. You know, just a massage chair will weird me out sometimes.
So you don't trust these massage hands, as it says, massaging your lower back and your glutes.
Why you gotta make it about race?
Your lower back and your glutes.
Yeah, I don't think so.
What if it's gentle? It says it's got a gentle touch.
Yeah. It doesn't sound all that appealing to me. It just doesn't. Sometimes you just need the hands of a woman.
I don't want anybody touching my lower back.
I think that you could probably opt for the female hands on this. You don't have to have the hulking male hands on this.
Yeah, I'd rather be in a Waymo.
Is there a shame option on this? Like a don't look at me option?
Yeah, don't look me in the eyes.
Yeah.
Just like don't turn over, Mark.
Like a just put your money on the counter and leave option?
Does it ask you a question at the end? It's like, is there anything else we can do for you, Mr. Ronner?
I mean, if you sit up on the table.
No, that's not my name either.
Those hulking hands to. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes this technology is just moving way too fast for me. I don't need an autonomous massage.
Like, can the AI feign revulsion at your body?
Can it give you compliments as you go? Oh, you seem very, very firm. Nice back.
Now, here's the thing, though. This is just an autonomous AI robot that's got a robot look to it. As the future goes along, this thing will get a silicone makeover and start, you can customize. You can have Jeanette come down. Blade Runner's about to happen, Mark.
Does she have a fat ass?
I'm done. Okay, I gotta go.
Ow, she's a brick. How? But I'm done.
I'm so
forget the lockout.
Prepare to be stimulated. KFI
and KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live